honestly, what I do is I try to let them continue to take what they learn from the show and put it into their everyday life. And then from there, I pay attention to if they're turning into what I believe they are. Because, you know, like, in this day and time, there's so many kids putting out records. Like, there's somebody that put a record out every day. They on SoundCloud every week, and that be their campaign. My campaign is gonna put a record out every week. I'm gonna drop a record every other Tuesday, or this, that, and third, right? And with people dropping music that much, it's hard for these kids to just put out one song and be like, I'm a superstar. So I just sit back and let them. If you win, I'm sitting back watching you and what your grind is. What is you and your mother's grind, or you and your father's grind? What is that grind since you won? How much movement can you do? How much movement can you move around with now that you won? You've been on a TV show, you got the chain, you got some money, you've been doing these shows, blah, blah, blah. How much of that do you know how to use and get to more things? So that's what the business is now. You gotta watch these kids out here. There's kids on YouTube that's actually entrepreneurs and doing their whole thing. And I look at that and say, if you're 15 and he's 12 and he's doing a little bit more than you, then you need to work a little bit harder, right? And I gave you the tools to do what you gotta do. So I'm just really watching them and letting them turn what they have learned and what they got from me into gold. All the artists on the show come from basically me. I just call my friends up and be like, yo, I need you. I need you to come by and talk to these kids. Like I said, a lot of them, they see me out in the clubs and different places, and they be like, Jermaine, I want to be on the show. Like Kelly Rowland, she stopped me and told me, yo, we watched the Rap Game. I want to be on there next season. I was like, wow, for real? Okay, come on. The Rap Game is pretty much every part of it is me. I mean, we shoot in my real studio. We live in my neighborhood, Buckhead. They moved to, basically. It's in Atlanta. We record in, studio, and we recording real beats, and all the people that you talk that you see, the guests, are my friends. Like Brad is my artist, Bow Wow is my artist. Brian Michael Cox is one of my producers that produces with me. Zaytoven is my friend. It's just the rap, that's another thing. I wanted people to see the camaraderie in the city of Atlanta and how we actually make things happen. So that's what you see too. You see a lot of that just from artist to artist and celebs and producers and all of that. The one thing you can expect this season is that the females feel like they're more aggressively coming to the front. And I think, with the success of Cardi B and the success of female rap, period, it feels like the girls are getting a different energy on this season to be more voicey, if that's a word, and be more heard and just be more out front than the guys. Usually the guys dominate the girls on this show. This season, it feels like the girls are kind of dominating the guys.